and welcome to my 9th tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to work on user input. We're going to work with keyboard and mouse to start with. So, in my previous programming days when I still worked with XNA, the way they got their user input, they had like a keyboard state where you could request the state and then you can parse it with is key down, or yeah. So I kind of want to emulate this, so let's get cracking. So we kind of want to emulate this here. So what we'll need, so if we, let's say in our update, if we wanted to do something like this, what we would need is at least 2 data types, or actually a couple, but let's start with key state and mouse state, well, and keyboard and mouse. So let's start with this. Ooh, what was that? That's the wrong button, wasn't it? New folder, and we'll call this one input. And what we'll need is a couple files. Not existing. What was I thinking? A new one. We'll create a header. So we'll create a keyboard state. Let's separate them. So make a folder for keyboard. So we'll add a new one here. And we'll call this one keyboard. And let's create a class for key state. Class or an enum. I think it's a, what do you call it? A classed enum or an enum class. But we'll call it key state, which is up or down. So we might as well write it out. It's really simple. So it would be nope. Enum, and then this would be class. There we go. And this we'll call key state. And this would be, what is it? Up and down, or pressed or released, whatever you prefer. Okay, and let's create for mouse as well. Let's create a folder first. Okay, and we'll add something. So mouse and mouse state. I might change this. I'm programming this on the fly, so we'll see how this goes. So first of all, let's create a class, call it keyboard. There we go. Let's remove this. Now the thing is, generally we don't really want to create singletons for this. In this case, there's only going to be ever one keyboard or ever one mouse, but you can, with controller, if you want it to work the same, there you can have multiple controllers. So to start off with, we'll need a static function, something like get state, and this would then return the key state. So hash, no hash, include, okay, and let's create a new class. go, something like that. Now, so yeah, so we would do something like hash include. This would be, it will include keyboard, and then we would do something like this. Now, we created keyboard state, right? Oh, key state, there we go. Yeah, something like that. Where are we? So we're done with this one. Static, keyboard state. Okay, so then we would have maybe like a reference, like that. And we would have like a static keyboard state is state, maybe like this. And we would need like a function for events from SDL. So that would be like, let me have a look see because I don't know. SDL events, something like that. And we need something with keyboard, so this one. So yeah, you have key up, key down, pressed, released. Okay. So apparently there is something called keyboard state here. Let's have a look at it in a while. But this is the event. So what does this look like? Int number of keys. Num keys, if non-null, receives the length of the returned array. Uint state, SDL, scan code, return. Okay. Guess this would return an array of all the press keys. That's fine. This is better for us. So, yeah. So we'll do something like static void the process, something like that. Now, because this is, you don't really want to include SDL here, but let's do something like this. Okay, so we don't really know. Okay, yes. We don't really know what this is yet, and in the CPP file we'll do it, but for now let's friend, if I can type it correctly, friend, and then we want to friend, what do we want to friend? We want to friend event handler, right? Yes, I think so. Give me a second. Apparently not. Oh yeah, we do. See, this one we'll call handle event. Got it. So let's close mouse and mouse state for now. Go here. This makes more sense. And we'll do something like yeah, friend class. There we go. Okay. So in this case, we'll do, while we're here anyways, and this would be SDL. Was it keyboard event? No. Key down and key up, probably. Something like that. No. See, this is a Windows event. We want keyboard event, right? And do we need all both of these? No, apparently. Okay. So with switch statements, you can have a fall through. So for this event and this event, we'll go into here, and let's include keyboard while we're at it. Nope, I need this one. There we go. Keyboard, and we'll say keyboard : handle event, and the event would be what was it? It's a pointer. Okay, so let's make it a pointer as well while we're at it, and we'll say instead of Windows, it's probably going to be, what is it, keyboard, I think? Keyboard event data. Okay. And we can add these if we want to. Key map change the system. I don't know if we're going to use these, if it's important or not. We'll see. So for now, let's stick with this. What does mouse look like? Yeah, mouse motion, mouse button, up, down, and mouse wheel. Okay. Okay, so here we are. We have our state, everything set. And then let's go to key state while we're at it, and friend class keyboard, something like that, just in case we need to have it so that you can access private variables. Or do we? I don't think so. We'll see. We might need to do it. Okay, so for now, let's do this. And there we go. Now this is easy. Where am I? Here we go. Let's put this one to the side. It's smaller, we don't really need it too much. So in this case, it would be returning. See, I don't know if I want to do reference, because I don't want you to be able to change the keyboard state. Yeah. See, if I pass or hand in the if I pass back, is that the way to say it? Anyway, if I retrieve a reference to an object, then I'm able to change the object, which I don't want. I just want a copy, which will take some memory, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay. So now we have that. Code examples, nothing. No events for keyboard? Really? Yeah, so it is type key. I had that correct. So let's look up some. I don't want to print. That's the wrong button. maybe there is a little tutorial that we could copy. Yeah, okay. Kind of already doing that. More details. Let's have a look. Yes, okay. I don't know what this is, but okay. I think I got it. So it's something like this. We're going to switch through it. And this is going to be of course, we have to include SDL. There we go. And so we have type, of course. Okay. So we know what type it is, so it's either key up or key down. And we don't really need default because it shouldn't reach it. Okay, so let's see. Writing an entry for every key seems like a lot of work. So what I'm thinking of doing is making a vector or a map. No, map is better. Is it called a map in? Yeah, I think so. In C++. Map. Yeah, it is. Okay. So this is in C#, this would be called a dictionary. And we'll need key state, of course. So the reason I created key state is because mouse will also use key state, and controller, if we use it, will also use key state. So that's why key state lives one higher, because everything is using that. Okay, so I don't want, those are the wrong brackets. I want these. Key, nope. Come on, key state, there we go. So we would create a map. Okay, so let's see what the key looks like. So how do I know which key is pressed? It's a key sim, key that was pressed or released. I want to know what key sim is. So it's a scan code. What does the tutorial use? So it's mod, kmod. Okay, let's see here. If key type key down. Okay, so key sim Unicode. Interesting. Okay. And the simple example, well, it doesn't do much. Here, key up, key down. Print key info, which is probably going to be a function. Here we go. Where they pass in the keyboard event. So they'll print release or press. See, the thing is, I want to make sure I use the correct thing. So scan code. Okay. I'm wondering if we'll need to make it a lookup table or not. Let's see. SDL keyboard scan code. Okay, so they have some kind of table for all the keys. That'll help us a lot. What does this say? Check if a key is binding or is being remapped and prints what the remapping is. Scan code not equals. Okay. Oh, whatever. See, the question is, do I want to use the sim or the scan code? Because the scan code will return whatever the original key is, but if it's remapped, it will return the sim, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. Okay. So let's start off with this. See, the thing is, let's say the mute button. We don't want to write SDL scan code mute when we see if someone presses the mute. It seems like a lot of work. What's this? The second one. Okay, so this is scan code, key code. Okay, let's stick with key code. Okay. Got it. So we would want to do something like I'm thinking of making a remap table, so it would be like enum class keys, something like that. And then this would be like t equals, or yeah, it is equals. And then we'd look up for the capital T. Or is there no difference? Yeah, so it looks something like this, which would then relate to that. Okay, interesting. So what does let's say the special characters return? Ah, okay, that makes life easy. Never mind. But then again, see, okay, you know what? See, the thing is, I could copy that. Yeah, let's stick with this first. We can always change it if we don't like it. And then we would do something like so. So they say something about skipping uppercase letters. Oh, you can't have a number, of course. Okay. Then we type it. Is that how you write 4? I hope so. No. Uh, 8, 7, 6, something like that. So what we can see is a skip uppercase letters. I think they do something for uppercase as well. Okay, let's do this first and let's test it out and we'll see. So the idea, what I was thinking was, we will make our map std. Oh no. There we go. We would make our map and we would do something like key and then our key code, right? Or no, key state. There we go. And this would, then we'll call this like something like that. Okay. Okay, so then here we would need to create our function that we had earlier, like is key down, which would be like a bool. And we'd ask for key, something like this. And we might also do something like no, I can't type vector. Of course we'll have to do std first. Yeah. There we go. So we do something like this. Get down keys. And then we would then just return the list of keys that are down. I don't know if we'll ever use it, but for now let's stick with these. Okay. And seeing this is a private thing, so we'll do, we will need it. Keyboard. There we go. Okay. We're getting there. So we have our key. So we can get key event, and we can get key sim, or let's start with state. Now we already know the state of the key, which is in this case key down. So key sim, and sim was, if I'm not mistaken, this one, the second row, key code, or yeah, the remapped key. Okay. And then we would do something like what did they use? SDL get key or something? Nope. What was it again? Here they used oh wait, we needed that other function, which is here, print nope, not that one, key info. Okay, so here we would do get key name, which would return, if I'm not mistaken, well, we can have a look-see. The char, which would be one of these. Okay. So this would be that. Okay. And then we would do something like m_state. Is it not called state? Oh. Now it is. That's not right. There we go. So we do something like m_state dot key data dot insert, or can we just do like this? I think the C++ automatically creates and we'll set this to key state : down, something like this. Yeah, I can't convert, what is it, char to keys. Can we do this? Develop the type constraint, so we can do char maybe. Oh man. See, the thing is, we want, what is this? Which is a SDL key code. Which is an N32. This is also a number. So can we do it like this then? Did I do the wrong cast? Okay, I think I did it. So if we did it like this, we can do it like this. No, figured. Let's see if this is okay. And we'll do this for up as well. Nope. Let's put some breakpoints in. And let's see what happens. I already put everything in, although we haven't created our no, this one. We'll need to do that as well. There we go. Static, static, static. Got it. Keyboard. We're not calling the functions yet, so it should be fine. Let's clear up some warnings soon. Succeeded. So something about a warning here, which would be a struct. There we go. Let's try again. Okay. That looks a lot better. Okay. So if we run it, I press the D button, and if I do, so in this case keysim is 100, and this one would be then the D button. Button is down. Okay. Is up again. Fine. Now if I do caps lock, state, yeah, this is only the first one. Second up. Okay, so we can do two things. We can either have it automatically fill the map, and we don't really care. I mean, it's never going to have more than the max buttons, and it's going to update this state anyways. I think it's fine. So if we press, let's say the D button again, because now the caps lock is on, the button is also small d. Interesting. Okay, so we have our data, so we can go here technically, and we could say if, of course, caps lock has to be turned off. If key state or if state dot is key down. Of course, we'll have to add this function, but will be something like keys, and we'll do, let's say, like a D, right? Or yeah, D for write. Then it would be like this. And if we have, what is it, A, we'll do minus. There we go. So we move left and right. Okay, let's see. Nope. Okay, of course. I forgot. I just mentioned that we had to do it. So let's go. Key state. Let's create it while we're at it. And do this for this one as well. Okay. So these two will have to go in. Create a folder, of course. I forgot. Call it keyboard as well. There we go. Okay. So we have our key states, and then this would be something like if let's say, what was it? Key data key dot no. What does it say? Oh, okay, of course, but equals key state Of course, it's going to return down. True. Else return false. Don't need to do the else because it won't matter. Okay, let's try again. So our little guy is not moving. Oh, look, if I press D it goes right, if I press A it goes left. There we go. So we have our keyboard kind of working. So one thing you'll have to do then, I guess, because if you want to see if let's say if we make our UI when writing, if we want to see if like if I do like a capital G, for example, you would have to check if caps lock or if shift is on and the letter. So you'll have to work that out in the UI, I guess. But for now, this looks pretty promising. Yeah. Okay, so we have our keyboard kind of done. We have a function get keys. Let's do that while we're at it. You know what? I don't really care too much. We can always add it if we ever need it. Okay. So let's leave this at that. And let's go to mouse. So this would be the same for mouse. I don't know why I copied that, so it would be like mouse state, we'll call it m state equals mouse let's do get state. There we go, something like this will do. And let's do include mouse. And we're going to make something very similar to this. So let's close keyboard for now. Key state we don't need. And let's open mouse. Okay, so again, class. Nope. Call it mouse. And let's call this mouse state. Okay. So, mouse state, what will it have? Well, because we have a fixed amount of buttons, so what we can do is, let's actually have a look-see. But we have a fixed amount, so mouse motion, mouse button event, mouse wheel. So there's 3 events actually. Okay. So let's open all of these. Let's close these for now. Okay. So in our mouse, then we would have, here we would give me a second. Let's copy this while we're at it. No, that's the wrong file. Here we go. So we'll need this as well. Now let's copy this while we're at it. There we go. Nope, wrong file. Here we go. But instead of keyboard state, we'll do a mouse state. There we go. The rest should stay the same. Okay. And we'll need a function for get state, right? Here. Well, like that. Okay, so it's going to be very similar. There are 3 types of events, so it's not going to be one event. So let's just do it like this, just because there are multiple events. I would have liked to do it differently, but okay. As well as this goes here. There we go. It's not a class, it's a struct. All of them are probably. Okay. So we have our mouse. There we go, and our mouse state. Let's close this guy. Okay, so let's create our files. There we go. Let's create this one as well. And let's create a folder here. So let's move mouse there, and for mouse state, it's kind of going to be probably the same. No. I don't think we're going to put any functions in here, but we'll need at least hash include vector 2 for our x and y position, as well as, yeah, so our mouse is going to have a vector 2, just a normal one, for location, and a vector 2 for wheel. Left and right, it's probably going to be something like -1 and 1, and 0 is default. And or what is it, key state, right? Of course we'll have to include key state. There we go. Let's do left. Oh. Left, right. And probably wheel button. I don't know which buttons there are. So this is mouse motion. So we have X, Y. So we have a relative change. That could also be interesting to keep. Okay, so I'll change it up a little bit. This is mouse button event. Okay, pressed, released. I understand. Which button? Okay. Okay, so we have left, middle, right. Okay. Say it's middle, right, x1 and x2. Okay. So it'd be something like x1, x2. Okay. So, in this, I'm going to slightly change, and we're going to do let's just do it like this. So it would be something like relative location, and wheel. Mouse wheel just has X and Y. So you can go up, down, left, right. Okay. See, if it's bigger than 0, you go up. If it's smaller than 0, you go down. 0 is normal. Okay. Seems doable, right? Okay, so let's remove this and let's see. Okay. Mouse. I don't think we'll need this guy. Event. Mouse. Mouse state. Why is this giving us an error? Declaration is incompatible. SDL. Of course, it's not a key event, it's a mouse event. Just call it mouse event. Something like that. Although that's not the issue though. We'll need to do this as well. Although still don't know why it's giving me some issues. There we go. Declared on line 11 on mouse.h. Void handle event SDL event pointer mouse event. I think it's okay. I think if I do this, oh, I see some errors. Type redefinition. Ah. Okay. See, here I don't know what it is, but here I do, so that's okay. Now it makes sense. Got it. Okay, so we're gonna have to switch again. Well, wait, we have 3 different types of events. So switch, and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do like, what is it, type I think it was. Oh, of course, there we go. And it would be case, colon, and then break it. I don't know what the case it should be, so what is it, mouse wheel? No, this is type. Oh, okay, it is type. So we have a mouse wheel event, and we'll have a button event, and we'll have a move event. Let's go back here. Mouse motion event. Okay, so you have see. Okay, good. Mouse motion, mouse button up down. And wheel. There we go. Okay. So let's do something like void mouse motion and we'll do SDL underscore mouse. This is button event. That's motion event. So something like this. So we'll create a little function that we can do for a motion. We'll do mouse event, right? Yeah. Dot motion. Mouse motion event data. There we go. And we'll make it a pointer while at it because it needs to be. And what is it? This is an ampersand, right? Of course not. I'm supposed to be here. Okay. And we'll do that for the others as well. So mouse button. I'm doing this just to make it a little bit cleaner. Is SDL underscore mouse button down, mouse button event. Okay, and we'll now make it a pointer, and we'll do it button, and likewise it'll be like this. Mouse button event data. Okay, and then last but not least, the wheel. Void mouse. What is it? Wheel with an H? Yeah. Mouse wheel. Underscore mouse wheel event. Pointer it. And we'll call it wheel. Almost done, guys. Or I hope it is. And it's probably called wheel. There we go. Okay, so we have it going to our separate functions. So here, just because I'm looking at it, let's return m underscore state. I think that's enough. Okay. So we have our motion, right? We have our x, y, relative. Got it. What is this? Something about buttons. That this has. Apparently it has something for touchscreen as well. Interesting. Well, of course, SDL also works on mobile devices, so I guess you could do something for that. Now, the thing is, I'm here seeing something for button. State is a 23-bit button bit mask. Okay, so mouse button also has button. So you could have like a mouse down and a drag. Huh, okay. I don't think we'll use it though. See here's something with which is like a touch finger event. We'll leave this as well. Let's just stick with the simple mouse. Okay. So what we can do is we can do motion dot x. So that would be like, what is it? Location. of course, m_state. Okay. I do need access to mstate, and I don't feel like passing it in, so I'll just do something like this. Yeah, I know I have to remove mouse. I'll do that in a second. You can do that by Shift and Alt, and you can do multiple selection. Here we go. Oh, come on. Of course. They have to be static as well. There we go. Can I do it now? Oh, there we go. So in this case, it's a mouse motion, which is location dot x equals. There we go. And we'll do it for y. And what's it saying? Declaration is incompatible. I don't understand. I think it'll be fine. We'll see in a second. Okay. And then this would be relative location. Wow, really? There we go. And this would then be xrel, yrel. Okay, let's go over this. Declaration is incompatible. Error type. Of course. I didn't want to do that. Struct. There we go. Okay, there we go. So now we know what the object is. We've got this. See, I don't know if the mouse stops if the relative position gets set to 0. We'll have to look at it, because otherwise we might need to do some checking and clearing. That's okay. Okay, so let's go to button state. So in this case, we'll have to do like a switch for button. No, let's not do switch. We can do something like key state equals button. We'll do something like this. We don't want the button, we want the state, which is pressed or released, right? Which is a number. Now, I think pressed or released is better. So I like released is equal to 0 and pressed is equal to 1. That makes more sense. Okay, now we can't convert it, of course. So I think we can do something like this, right? We'll check it if it's okay. So we check if it's up or down, and then we can do if button. So we don't really want to know which one, because this is, we want to see actually which button is pressed. What is this? Is it also a number, which is an index? Button event type, mouse up or down, and state is probably also, yeah, pressed or released. Clicks, 1 click for a single click, 2 clicks for double click. Interesting. We might have to make something for this someday. For clicks. So, how do I know which button is pressed? X, Y, the state of the button that changed. Ah, okay. But what is this? What does remark say? Ah, okay. So that would be like this, and then we'll just do what is it? Left equals key state, and of course it's not left. It's going to be like state like this, and we'll do that for all of them, I guess. You know what? This is simple enough. We can do this in a switch statement. I think that's better. Something like this. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's do that for all of them. So of course we want left, middle, right, x1 and x2. Okay. Left, middle, right, x1, x2. Okay, so I think this should do it, although I've never tested it, so let's have a look-see. Let's do this one here, and let's go to the mouse wheel because we want to check all of this. Did I add this to what is it, the state manager or the event? Nope. I'll do this while I'm at it. I'm not done yet, but there we go. And this would be like mouse down. Oh, and we'll want it for mouse up. And we'll want it for mouse motion. Or yeah, mouse motion and mouse wheel, right? There we go. And these four, there we go. These four will go to mouse. Handle event. Nope. And we'll just pass in the event, which is not the correct way of doing it, but no. Pointer to event. There we go. Okay, so let's go with the last one. Let's put a breakpoint there. And let's go for wheel. Yeah. Because all I'm seeing is X and a Y direction. SDL mouse wheel normal, SDL mouse wheel flipped. Don't per se know what that is, but they're not doing much with it, so let's just ignore it for now if we ever need it in the future. So we can do m_state dot wheel dot x equals wheel, or is it just wheel like this? Of course, like that. And we'll do it for y as well. Of course, this has to be x. There. Okay. Let's build it, see if everything's okay. And there's some errors. I see something about down. Of course. Which would be down would be pressed, up would be released. Okay, let's try again. If there's anywhere else. Yep. Down equals, oh, come on. Pressed. Okay. Let's build it, see it. Let's see if we got any warnings that we have to fix. Don't see any warnings. Okay. So, we put our breakpoints in. Already mouse motion. So we have our X and Y coordinates. Fine. Okay, I clicked. Button state. State is pressed. Good. Which is left, good. Got it. So if I do like this, let's do right. And so my right button would be pressed. We hit it again and it would be set to 0. Okay. Scroll wheel down, which would make, of course, our Y down, minus. Up, Y plus, I don't think my mouse can go left or right in this one that I have. Nope. So let's do, what is it? I think that's okay. So to see everything working like it should, let's actually try having the character follow the mouse. So it's going to be quite simple. We're just going to do this. And in this case we're going to do location.x equals mouse dot, oh no wait, mmouse, fine, mstate, of course. Location, oh, we can just do location as location, fine. So in update, we set our location of our little guy at the same location as our mouse, so it should always be under our mouse. There we go. And that's it for input. Not too hard, right? So let's have a look at what we're going to do in the next tutorial. So I have a couple of things set. I think I'm actually going to do like some fonts or some text instead of animation, because animation gets quite complicated. We're going to do some Unity animation emulation. Try to do what they have. But I think some text to be able to draw that on screen is good. We're going to do two ways. One using SDL fonts and one using sprite sheets, and just cutting out whichever letter we want. So for now, that's it, and I'll see you guys next time.